Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Government indifferent even as deposits of 7 million victims of cooperatives in jeopardy, limited to forming committees and police probe committees instead of finding a long-term solution. Fires and wildfires in 236 places across the country in the past 24 hours. No budget or technology to control the fires. 15 people killed within 3 months. Vote counting of the Maldives parliamentary election ongoing. Main competition between People's National Congress and Democratic Party. And United Arab Emirates lift the ACC Men's Premier Cup title, defeating hosts Oman by 55 runs, secure a spot in the T20 Asia Cup with the title win. Around 7 million victims of cooperatives who have lost their hard-earned money have been on the streets demanding for justice. However, the government has lacked seriousness and a concrete plan to address their problem. A case was filed at the district court against the operators of Supreme Cooperative of Butol Rupandehi over alleged mishandling of over 861 million rupees. One of the main accused out of 28 is GB Rai, who is believed to have used the depositors' money to run 10 of his private companies. This ranges from the Gorkha Media Group, Greasy Spoon Restaurant, Mandara Spa, Nexus Music, among others. The authority that monitors cooperatives did not look into these companies, and even the company registered office failed to ask for source of income. The Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police, CIB, investigated 12 cooperatives after receiving complaints from depositors. Probe into a few is still ongoing. However, none of these state entities have been able to track over 2 billion rupees mishandled by Lalitpur's Deurali cooperatives and over 17 billion rupees mishandled by Shivashikar cooperatives that operates in 35 districts. Based on the police data, around 6 billion rupees have been reported to be mishandled across the country since the Nepalese month of Shravan last year. Last year, the police filed cases of mishandling of 7 billion rupees of depositors' money. The police get the cases when local levels, provinces or cooperatives department are unable to conclude the case through investigation. From their experiences so far, the police say the operators will have sold their properties and left by the time the investigations can conclude. Meanwhile, the federal government has failed to address the issues of the victims. The Department of Money Laundering Investigation has said on several occasions cooperatives have been an easy way to keep black money. There are around 31,373 cooperatives in operation across the country, with 7,381,218 depositors saving 478 billion rupees. 426 billion rupees of it has been given out in loans. Experts say the trend in which cooperatives have misused public's money could invite a disaster. The number of forest fires have been going up with the increase in temperatures. Several parts of the Tarai, Ture Bhawar and the Mahabharat range have sustained devastations. Today, 70-year-old Budi Kami died due to forest fire in Nipane of Rukum West's Buffycourt Rural Municipality as she tried to douse forest fire that had spread till her house. Over 100 houses and sheds were destroyed due to fire in Argakanchi and Gulmi forests that spread to settlements. The fires had begun on Friday and spread to the settlements yesterday. In the ongoing fiscal year, 19 men and women have died in fires in 12 districts of Lumini province. Experts say lack of preparations and caution were some of the main reasons behind these incidents. Elsewhere in Saptari's Kanchanrup municipality, Pande Mara, Sardar area, houses of 11 families were destroyed due to fire. The fire was brought under control by security personnel, locals, and 3 firefighter teams. Likewise, 2 people were injured in Raina Devi, Chahara, and Mathagadi rural municipality in the Mahabharat region as they attempted to douse the fire. Authorities say they are still trying to bring under control the fire in forests in Bagnas Kali and Ribdikot, among others. Experts have urged people to remain alert as incidents of wildfires may increase. Although wildfires have caused human casualties and damages of properties every year, there have not been effective efforts to prevent them. People set jungles on fire from mid-February till mid-May every year to burn leaves and poach wild animals. Statistics show that majority of the wildfire incidents have been caused by human negligence. The wildfires destroy the jungles and also cause air pollution. Although discussions are held regarding controlling the wildfires when places across the country are on fire, effective measures have not been taken as the government has failed to provide required budget, technology, and manpower. The statistics from the past 3 years also show that the damages caused by wildfires have been increasing. Wildfires were recorded in almost 800 places across the country in the past 3 years, in which 15 lives were lost and 32 people were injured. The highest number of wildfires was recorded in Okhaldunga district, while the highest number of casualties was found in Dolpa district. Officials at the Department of Forest and Soil Conservation suggest that the control of wildfires should be centered at provincial and local levels. According to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority, incidents of wildfires may rise this year compared to previous years. As temperatures are predicted to soar during this summer, incidents of wildfires are likely to increase this year. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked people in several provinces what should be done to control wildfires. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
प्लास्टिक पोखरीहरूको व्यवस्थापन गर्ने, आगजन्य वस्तुहरू लाइटर सलाई जस्तो कुरालाई सुरक्षित ठाउँमा राख्ने,
बाटो छेउछाउको पत्करहरूलाई चाहिँ अलिकति साइड लगाएर भनौं न केही चाहिँ पातलो चाहिँ डिस्टेन्समा चाहिँ त्यो पत्करहरूलाई चाहिँ नियन्त्रण गरेर थुपारेर हैन त्यसलाई पनि अलिकति नियन्त्रण गर्न सकिन्छ।
सामुदायिक वनले एउटा टिम बनाउने, यो आगो लाग्ने सिजनमा चाहिँ समूहगत रूपमा चाहिँ अनुगमन गराउने,
जंगल आफूले नै संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ अथवा आगलागीबाट बचाउनु हाम्रो कर्तव्य हो भनेर जनताले नबुझेसम्म अथवा जनस्तरमा नआएसम्म यो अलि गाह्रै पर्ला जस्तो लाग्छ।
जंगलमा कोही लाइक गार्डको रूपमा हाल्ने, अब सबैजना मिलिजुली भएर अब के छ स्थानीय उपलब्ध साधनहरू के छ अलिअलि जनचेतना पनि चाहियो।
पत्करहरूलाई पनि व्यवस्थित गर्ने एकता, अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ हजुरको जनचेतना।
बच्चाबच्चीलाई हैन लाइटर सलाई जस्ता हैन अनि आगलागी हुने वस्तुहरू नजिक राख्न भएन।
नागरिकमा जनचेतनाको अभाव नै देखिन्छ।
जंगल हाम्रो हो, हाम्रो सम्पत्ति हो भन्ने चाहिँ सबैका मनमा जन्मदेखि पहिले बसेको हुनुपर्छ।
Just 2 days after then Managing Director of Nepal Telecom, Sunil Paudel, who was found guilty by the special court in a corruption case, another corruption case has been filed against him. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, lodged a corruption case against Sunil, alleging him of amassing illegal wealth. The anti-graft body alleged that Sunil had failed to provide the source of his property valued at 237.5 million rupees and also filed a case for providing false information while holding a government position. Likewise, the CIAA has filed an additional corruption case against then Executive Director of Security Printing Center, Bikal Paudel. Corruption watchdog CIAA filed the corruption case at the special court today, alleging Bikal of fraudulently obtaining the permanent residency in the United States while holding a public position based on false information. Bikal was already under investigation for corruption during his tenure as the Executive Director of the Security Printing Press. He served 2 terms as the Executive Director of the Security Printing Press and 1 term as the Executive Director of the National Information Technology Center. The CIAA had filed a case against Bikal on 16th of April last year, alleging him of embezzlement during the procurement of security printing equipment. While the case was still ongoing, the CIAA took him under control and put him in police custody, alleging him of being involved in amassing illegal wealth and operating a bank account abroad without receiving permission. Both Sunil Paudel and Bikal Paudel were arrested on 24th of January earlier this year. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what should be done to prevent wildlife smuggling? 25% voted for A, tighten security, 21% for B, implementation of laws, and 54% for C, initiatives by locals. And here's today's question. What's your take on Nepali Congress and CPN-UML's nature of strictly criticizing CPN Maoist Center ideologically, but ready in handing the leadership? Your options are A, ideologically ill trend, B, disrespecting public opinion, and C, mathematical politics. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. Voters in the Maldives flocked to the polls today in a parliamentary election that may determine whether the Indian Ocean island nation continues its shift towards China and away from its long-standing ties with India. Voting of the parliamentary election, which had a voter turnout of 72.96%, ended this evening. Vote counting is ongoing. The main competition is between People's National Congress and Democratic Party. Beijing and New Delhi have both wooed the Maldives as the two giants vie for influence in the Indo-Pacific region. President Mohammad Muizzu, elected last year, has pledged to end the country's India First policy, putting relations under strain. His government has asked dozens of locally based Indian military personnel to leave in a move critics warn could see the Maldives shift closer to China. Muizzu's post as president is not affected by today's vote. His ruling People's National Congress has asked voters to elect a majority that will swiftly fulfill his presidential campaign pledges. Opposition parties criticizing Muizzu's government on areas including foreign policy and the economy are seeking a majority that can hold his government accountable. The parliamentary election was held today to choose the 93 members of parliament for the next 5 years. Early voting was brisk in the capital Male with some 600 polling stations. In addition to Muizzu's party, the 368 candidates are from the main opposition, the Maldivian Democratic Party, smaller parties, and independents. Results for the elections are being tabulated immediately after polls closed, with the makeup of the next parliament expected to be clear late today. The U.S. House of Representatives on Saturday, with broad bipartisan support, passed a $95 billion legislative package providing security assistance to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan over bitter objections from Republican hardliners. The legislation now proceeds to the Democratic majority Senate, which passed a similar measure more than 2 months ago. U.S. leaders from Democratic President Joe Biden to top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell had been urging embattled Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson to bring it up for a vote. The Senate is set to begin considering the House-passed bill this Tuesday, with some preliminary votes that afternoon. Final passage was expected sometime next week, which would clear the way for Biden to sign it into law. The bills provide $60.84 billion to address the conflict in Ukraine, including $23 billion to replenish U.S. weapons, stocks, and facilities, $26 billion for Israel, including $9.1 billion for humanitarian needs, and $8.12 billion for the Indo-Pacific, including Taiwan. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his thanks, saying U.S. lawmakers moved to keep history on the right track. It's time now for another short break. We'll be right back.
Sports News.
United Arab Emirates have lifted the ACC Men's Premier Cup title, defeating hosts Oman by 55 runs and have booked a spot in the T20 Asia Cup. Skipper Mohammad Wasim scored a century to help UAE claim the title. In the title decider played at the Al Emirat Cricket Ground in Oman today, UAE were put to bat and posted a challenging total of 204 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in the allotted 20 overs. The opening pair of Mohammad Wasim and Alishan Sharafu put on 93 runs in 9.3 overs to lay the foundation for the impressive score. Skipper Wasim top scored for UAE with a quickfire 100 off 56 balls, smashing 7 sixes and 6 fours. Asif Khan also contributed an unbeaten 38 off 16 balls, and opener Alishan Sharafu also added 34 runs off 28 balls. Bilal Khan with 2 wickets was the pick of the Oman bowlers. Chasing a stiff victory target of 205 runs, Oman managed to score 149 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Oman had a disastrous start as they were 3 wickets down when only 11 runs were on the board in 2.2 overs. Oman kept losing wickets at regular intervals and managed to post 149 runs. Pratik Atavale was the leading scorer for Oman with a quickfire 49 off 30 balls, hitting 3 sixes and 4 fours. Junaid Siddiqui was the pick of the UAE bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets. Despite losing in the final today, Oman have advanced into the ACC Emerging Teams Asia Cup. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.